my timeline.
You watch.
On my Instagram. All on my Twitter page.
Retweet. Duck face on me.
She on her timeline.
She lurk.
On her Instagram.
Taking pics.
All on her Twitter
Them
page.
pretty lips. Duck face on me.
She on my timeline,
She
my
watch.
timeline, my Instagram, my Twitter page, my Twitter page.
Duck face on me.
Her timeline, her Instagram, her Twitter page, her Twitter page.
Duck face on me.
My timeline, my Instagram, my Twitter page, my Twitter page.
Duck face on me.
Her timeline.
Yo, what's up, everyone? How y'all doing out there? This is another episode, man. Another one. We here with the Man versus Woman show. And I'm one of your hosts, the boy Suave.
And I'm your girl, Lena Love.
And we are here doing part 2 of Women Appreciation, man. We have a lovely guest that's going to come on. She was not able to make the last episode, so we decided to make a special episode for part 2 of last episode. So I hope y'all enjoy this, man. This person that we're about to bring to the what do you call this? Not stage, right? What do you call this?
Yeah, that's a good question because
I know, right?
Usually people would say, join us to the stage.
Right, like what would we say? Like
join
bring it to the panel. Bring it to the panel.
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
So we're gonna bring her up here to the panel, man. This person right here is a sweet person, man. She is a wonderful person. I'm so excited to have her back on the show with us. Just so much things I could say about this person, man. But I want y'all to experience how good of a person this wonderful woman is, man. So bring her to the panel, Miss Sierra Rose. How you doing?
Hello, everybody. I'm doing good. How are you guys?
Doing good.
Doing wonderful, man. Thank you all out there for supporting us out there, man. Thank you, Leah, for giving us that $500,000. Me and Lena needed that. Thank you for your support. We're gonna keep that going. Hey, we rich, man. We rich now, bro.
We hitting the big bucks.
We need the big money now. So shout out to Leah for sponsoring us that $500,000 right there. Thank you. We are here to speak of women appreciation. Last month was Women History Month, and first question, I want to know. What are some of the things that you had to overcome, some of the challenges you had to overcome as a woman?
Well, obviously there's still the whole I guess I haven't noticed it so much in my field, like where I'm at, but like the pay disparagement, like the great big difference. Like we can hustle just as hard as guys can, but
right.
Like that's one thing I think we'll unfortunately always live with. But and definitely like when I know what I'm talking about, like I know what I'm talking about. So sometimes I feel like because I'm a woman and I put my 2 cents in, like people don't listen because I'm a woman. Like what would I know about that?
Right.
I'd have to say that's probably my biggest thing. Like there have been a couple instances at work where, and not here, but like in my work career of having had a job, like I told someone how to do something, like I knew how to do it. And this guy was like, And then he did it his way and it didn't work. And then he did it my way and it worked. And it's like, and then, constantly having things mansplained to me drives
Explain that
up the wall. So like,
what do you mean by that?
I guess there could be like a couple different like technical like definitions, but like when a man tries to explain something to me that like I already know, but he tries to explain it to me like I'm dumb. Like, I get it. we're, you know, like my brain is just as capable of yours, you know, as yours. So,
Right.
you know, there's definitely like and then we've all met those guys who are always like, ew, women, and you know how
Yeah,
it
they're like against us for whatever reason, even though
yeah,
they don't really have a reason.
right, just because one woman cheated on them, they're like,
Yeah.
all women are scum. Like, no,
Right.
really.
Like not
It's
every
like
woman
that
is the same,
sometimes.
but yeah.
What you got for it, Lena?
Um, as a woman today, looking back at the things that oh, see, I'm about to mess it up already. As a woman today, what are some of the things that you've accomplished that women weren't allowed to do back then?
Oh, well, and you know, like all throughout time, like there's been like peaks and flows and valleys and mountains of things that women could do, but like driving,
Hmm.
you know, back in the day, it didn't matter what age you were. If you were a woman, you couldn't drive. I got my driver's
Yeah.
license at 15, you know what I mean?
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Going out and getting a job, having my own bank account, like, you know, like those are some things that just weren't allowed back
Yeah.
then.
Times
Like,
have
Yeah.
definitely changed, man. Definitely.
Yeah.
absolutely. You know, and with all the other advancements and everything, like, I don't know, it's just kind of insane to see how far we've come, but yet how far we still are from where we feel we should be.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hate that it's still not equal, but honestly, we don't even know what does equality even mean in the world now.
Yeah.
Because if the moment that you mention equality to either compared to man woman or Mexican and black or saying it's so many, saying woman and trans. I mean, it's so many things that you have to, so many layers you have to go through to see, okay, what is equality then? We don't even know, because we don't even know how can we make it equal if there's
Yeah.
everything, and some things are just out of the realm. Like
Well,
we it's out of our control. We can't
and
really make that equal.
like
You know what I'm saying?
society is at this certain point now where like you're either one camp or you're the other. Like nobody can
Hmm.
seem to get along. Like,
Yeah.
you know, equality shouldn't be that hard to come by, and treating people like a good human, like, you know, being a good human to other people shouldn't be hard because it costs $0, but it's still like, you
Hmm.
know, it's just where we're at in society is just weird.
Yeah.
Right.
Some people still feel like it's the hardest thing to do in their life, but it's really not that hard. Women
Yeah.
can do what men can do now in this day and age. And I feel like some men are still brought up in the mindset that they had back then. So I think that's where a lot of the issues come from. Because
Yep.
even when it comes down to like certain businesses, like they would rather hire a man over a woman because they feel like a woman can't do that job.
Yep. Prime example. Okay, when I was in high school, I went to a big high school, so we had a lot of different choices for
Hmm.
classes that we could take. And so I took an automotive collision class. So I took an auto body class.
Yeah.
And it was a real fun class. I showed up the first day and there were only 2 girls. And then she lasted a couple weeks and then it was just me and a whole class full of guys.
Yeah.
Like
Mm.
it wasn't like it was almost like maybe girls didn't think that was cool, or maybe they didn't think they could do it, but you know, there was
Yeah.
a thing that like, I don't know if you guys have heard of Skills USA, but it's like through the schools, like if you have a vocational program like auto collision,
Hmm.
auto repair, you know, like there are like competitions and stuff
Welding.
that you can go to.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
my teacher asked me to go, and he said, I want you to show everyone that girls can do it too.
Mm.
And I was, I believe that trip, I was the only female.
Wow.
And we were up in the Capitol building demonstrating like what we would do in class. You know, we had little like airbrushes and like little paint easels and stuff. And so we had all these Congress people walking by us in like fancy suits and expensive dresses. And we're like, hey, you want to like try and airbrush, like you want to paint. It was kind of really fun, but
That's
it just
cool.
really stuck with me that my teacher was like, I want you to go and I want you to show them that women can do it too.
Hey,
That's cool.
Yeah.
what I was gonna ask, I didn't want to steal Lena's question. Uh,
No.
ask your question, Lena, so I can make sure it's not the question I was gonna ask. I think I was
Some,
about to ask your question. Go ahead.
what does National Women's History Month means to
I
you?
was so about to say that. I was
Yeah.
like, let me ask first because I
I feel
don't
like
think
it's a
that's my
good
question.
question for a closer, you know?
Go for it though.
All right. So it means many things. Like, it means, like maybe we shouldn't have to remind the world of things, but since we have it, we might as well give them hell and show them what
Yeah.
we're capable of. Um, it's women standing up together, standing up for each other, and supporting each other. Because it's kind of a dangerous time to be a woman, if we're being
Yeah.
brutally honest.
Mhm.
So many different stories of girls walking up to strange women they've never met before, like, hey, pretend to be my friend, please. Stories like
Mhm.
that, like women sticking up for women,
Yeah.
women trying to help make things better for women, you know, because at the end of the day, there still is that gap it's not closed. And,
Yeah.
it's
Between
just
men and women.
important to remind everyone that we can and we will.
I
If
heard
we put
that.
our mind to it, we'll get it done. Like, what was it? The boys said, girls get it done. I mean, they're not
Mhm.
wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man,
And look, and if it wasn't for us, I mean, not saying that men aren't a part of it, but if it wasn't for us, we wouldn't have men in this world. Just saying.
hey man, I think I'm very appreciative of women. I really do. You know what I'm saying? I have daughters, so I love them to death. I don't give them less love than I give my son. It's equal. You know what I'm saying? It's very equal. So I think that um, for me to raise daughters, I'm gonna have to teach them both sides, just like I would teach my son both sides.
Mm,
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You got to be prepared
yeah.
for both. You got to
Well, and
do what you're
under
good at. You
having
know?
understanding on both sides can really help bring things a little closer together.
Yeah.
So one side knows what this side goes through, and this side understands a little better what this side has been dealing
Yeah.
with. And
Hmm.
together, we could make things a little better.
Yeah, because if you honestly, since we're on the topic of kids, like if you start off with teaching kids that this is how the world is, it's very one-sided sometimes, but you don't have to be like that. You
Yeah.
can choose to be a different way and treat people as human beings, and not put labels on a person like um they're a woman or they're a man. You don't put those labels on them
Yeah.
because you could be in a position where you're able to give someone a job and you had no idea how hard that person has worked to get to that point,
Yeah.
and you could be passing over some good talent
Yeah.
if you're biased. You know what I'm saying? Uh, Next question. I want to say that you're doing a great job. Thank you
Thank
again for
you.
coming on our show, man. Thank you
Well, I
so
had
much.
such a blast last time. I was super excited when you asked, and I'm sorry I couldn't make it last time, but my
Oh,
boss was like, "Hey, we got holidays coming up, and
mhm.
can you work a little overtime?" So I worked a little later that night. So,
Dude, me and my best friend, we have a saying that life be lifing.
yep,
Life be lifing. So when it comes to knocking, you got to answer that door, man. Um,
absolutely.
so if there's anything that you want to change in the world, what are some of those things you would change?
Oh man, I have a whole laundry list of things from major things to tiny things. That's kind of hard to like narrow down, but definitely, I would love to see the world be nicer to each other. Um I would love for everyone to be equal, for there to be no such thing as fighting, like no such thing as struggle.
Mm-hmm.
Like, granted, sometimes struggle is what makes us. It's what teaches us our lessons. I mean, you reach an extent where you're like, okay, like I feel like I've struggled enough. Like, definitely animal rights. I'm a huge animal person, so like animals would be allowed everywhere. I know that might be chaos, but
Everywhere except my house. I'm okay
Everywhere
with
except
that.
my house.
I'm okay. I'll send my percentage of animals your way, Sierra.
Oh my god.
well, and then here's another thing, like people should make more money. They should be able to make a livable wage. They shouldn't have to work 4 jobs, sleep 1 hour a day, and still barely make enough to make it.
Yeah.
Like, that's not what being a human is for. I'm not 100% sure, but I could almost guarantee you we were put on this earth for more than that.
Yeah.
So, but some
Yeah.
people, that's all they know is the struggle of working day in and out and never having enough. And it's
Yeah.
upsetting because there are people out there that could do more to help that don't,
Yeah.
and there's this quote that I think about a lot, and it might seem kind of cliche, but it's be the change you want to see in the world. And like, I understand everybody has bad days and it's just a once here, once there, it happens.
Yeah.
We're human. Male, female, does not matter. We all have bad days, but I just wish people would treat people better. Like, and that the world would have a little more understanding for people who are below them.
Right.
Like, because it's not easy on the bottom, but it's not easy on the top either. If we met in the middle and had that understanding, again, I think the world
Everything
would be a much better place.
would run smoother. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to Geek, man. Geek, you had a point, man. Those wages definitely needs to be either increased or the wages of rich people need to be decreased.
Can
One
I
or the
blow
other.
your mind for a second?
Let me.
Do you know what the minimum wage is in our state that we live in?
Man, let me guess. First.
Is it under $15?
Yeah, I was about to say 15.
No, way lower.
12?
Way lower.
Oh,
7?
you gotta tell me then.
Close. Minimum wage in North Dakota is $7.25 an hour.
That's crazy.
Oh my god.
Crazy.
Yep.
That was minimum wage out in Jersey when I was in like elementary school.
Yeah, and that's like,
That's
see,
crazy.
it stays here and then doesn't go up any, Granted, a lot of places will try and hire you for more than that.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the offers I got when I was going to move down here was I could work full time for $8 an hour. Even with all the experience I had with customer service and working in a grocery store and all of these things that made me beneficial to this place.
Yeah.
They were only going to offer me $8 an hour, and I told them I couldn't.
That's crazy.
Yep.
That is, man. And so we see the comments now. They're like, that is really insane to hear.
Crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, here, I want to say in 2021 here in Jersey, they passed a bill that said that every company had either 4 or 5 years to make it up to $15 an hour to pay people for minimum wage. And almost everywhere is at $15, but you'll still have that place where they're like 10 or 11 or 12. Mm-hmm. And around here, you would want to have jobs that pay more than 15 because getting paid 15 that's barely enough to pay all your bills plus
rent. Like
expenses.
Rent is ridiculous. Man. Like now that is
at
the
an
thing.
all-time high.
Yeah.
It is at an all-time high, man. Like taxes yearly for houses, people that own houses are at an all-time high. But before I even go deep in that, let me give a shout out to Geek and Wilson, man. Both of them dropped $1.5 million in our account for man versus woman. Thank you guys. I don't know if they battling, but that's $3
They're
million
battling.
right there. Thank you. We need it. Geek, shout out. Thank you, bro. I know that you said you was gonna only give 700,000, but you went on with the 1.5. You showing out tonight. Thank you so much, Geek and Wilson, man. Y'all are so crazy. We're gonna keep the ball rolling with that, and definitely have more seasons, and episodes. So shout out to David and Geek, man, for that. Money bags over there. But yeah, like everything is at an all-time high, and I don't know if it's honestly, when you have things like that, I don't know if it's a man thing in charge or a woman thing in charge, because we do have quite a few of female senators, what I'm saying,
Yeah.
that's in place in politics. And you know I have no idea. I mean, these things can be changed. We have just as much power in male and female in politics right now, and I'm so grateful we have, like, the vice president is a female. Really, I feel like they should get rid of the whole vice president and president thing. Just two presidents. So you got two presidents, and
Well,
and maybe even like we're gonna have two presidents, one male, one female. You know what I'm saying? And then we do it like that.
Yeah.
I
But
think that would be a great idea. And also, like, you shouldn't be able to make politics a career.
right.
Like, you shouldn't be able to spend 50 years in office or whatever.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna try not to get too
I would say a
political.
year.
but-
Like, look, if you president, you can only spend a 1 year term. You got a
Yeah.
year to make this right. You know
Because
what I'm
if you were
saying?
constantly interchanging people taking care of things, it would be a more equal and fair representation of the country as a whole, because it wouldn't be the same person over and over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Like, if you switched it up and actually had somebody from a neighborhood who understood what it meant to go to bed afraid at night, like, I think maybe it would be all around smoother.
Yeah.
So we are getting towards the end, man. I see this comment, man. These are some of the tactics that is crazy, man. Changing minimum wage to national living wage to confuse people, that is outrageous. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's crazy. The world is
Yeah.
crazy. I mean, so not only we have to worry about equal rights, we have to worry about other things. And thank you, Sarah, for bringing some of those things to the table. Thank you for being a guest on our show. I hope
Absolutely.
that whenever you're invited back again, you'll come again, man.
Hey,
Lena, do you
anytime I
have?
can make time, I love coming on the show. You guys are awesome. And like, the conversation is like thought invoking. Like, it makes
Yeah.
you think, like,
Mm-hmm.
it might make somebody see something from the other side like they didn't maybe think about before.
Yeah. Or see before.
Yep.
I
Yeah.
do want to, Lena, I'm gonna let you close this time, but I'm gonna ask one question before you close. I want to know, if you could choose a superpower, what would you give? What would be that one superpower you would give to all women that men won't be able to have, but all women can have? What would you do?
That's a tough one, because there's many different things that would be beneficial. I would say I would give the superpower to be able to summon whatever superpower you needed at the time.
Oh, wow.
Sometimes invisibility
That would
is
be cool,
necessary.
yeah.
Sometimes super strength is necessary. You know what I mean? If you had the ability to like switch it out and just be able to use whatever power you needed when you needed it, I think that would probably be best.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that would be pretty cool if you could
I
do that. Like, just
honestly,
choose which superpower you needed in that moment.
It's
I
like the room
think
of requirement. Like, oh, this situation calls for invisibility. Boom. There you go.
Yeah.
I think as a man in that situation, I think all men would be slaves to women then.
No.
I don't know if that would be a great idea, but I had to ask. So I thought
Can
you were
you
gonna say
imagine?
flying. I thought you were gonna say flying.
Like, can you imagine being a mom and you're hearing your kids call your name and you just use invisibility in that moment so like that they can't find you in the house at all?
Oh
So then
my
the father,
goodness.
That's
the father
evil.
has no
That's
choice
evil.
but to deal with the kids. Like it just.
Man, Lena, go ahead and close us out, man.
Oh man. Well, it was nice having you on the show, Sierra. Guys, anyone who is watching or listening, you can find us on Twitter, Suave and I, which he usually has posted during our show.
I got you.
Yeah, you gotta, come on,
I got
Suave.
you.
You can follow Suave on Twitter. At
Uh-oh.
Oh no. I'll say it then. So you can follow me at Climax Swab Polo. Oh,
Okay, I
Lena, you
went.
back.
Sorry, it's because I'm getting a phone call. I know why I'm getting a phone call. It's like important, but
Go ahead.
follow.
Oh no, Lena, you did it again. So it's gonna be at Climax with a K, Swab Polo, and Lena is at _ Lena Love 18. This has been a great show, man. Thank you so much for the support. Lena, I hope you can hear us. If not, we'll see you backstage. Until next time, y'all have a good time out there, man. Thank you again for the whole supporting of this channel, man. We're gonna keep this ball going, man. Until next time, peace.
Bye.
Oh, hold on. I forgot to do the intro. I almost forgot to do the outro. Oh my goodness. Suave,
My
you.
timeline,
She watch,
on my Instagram,
blowing kiss,
all on my Twitter page.
retweet, duck face on me,
She on her timeline,
she lurk,
on her Instagram,
taking pics,
all on her Twitter
them pretty
page.
lips, duck face on me,
She on my timeline,
she
my
watch,
timeline, my Instagram,
blowing kiss,
my Twitter page, my Twitter
retweet,
page.
duck face on me,
Her timeline, her Instagram, her Twitter page,
duck face on me,
my timeline, my Instagram, my Twitter page,
duck face